Hey guys, Johnny Galt with Iron Lotus Tattoo in Boulder, Colorado. Today we are going to be doing something very special for you viewers. Recently I've actually had quite a bit of haters, an insane amount of hate mail, a very large population of angry people, and on top of chemotherapy and radiation. I actually got profiled today for the first time and accused of theft in a store because of my gauges and my tattoos. And I actually almost got arrested when no crime actually took place. It was pretty fucking intense and pretty crazy. I thought Boulder was a pretty modern place. Apparently not. So that was pretty shitty. But because of how many people have been talking shit and going crazy, I have decided to do this video specifically for those of you who are trying to start out or get better. And this is actually just to spit in the face of the people who are trying to discourage me from teaching people who need to learn. So what I'm going to be teaching today is how to improve your line work in only 24 hours by nearly 3 to 4 times your previous dexterity and the smoothness of your previous lines. How, you might ask? Without even having to actually tattoo real skin, but it's going to be the most realistic experience you've ever had with getting close to tattooing. This particular type of practicing right here was actually invented by me and my younger brother Jess Galt. Because if any of you guys knew me in my early days, my line work sucked. My line work sucked ass. And it took me a long time to get better. My younger brother's line work was excellent. He knew what he was doing, and he always had perfect depth and stuff. And I could never power out lines like single passes the way he could. And it was actually pretty difficult for me to catch on. My younger brother had excellent line work. I had good color. But now that things have balanced out, they've actually worked out pretty well. And it was because of this exercise that I got a lot better. Now, before you do this exercise, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need, number one, a medium-sized tip calligraphy pen. And I mean calligraphy. You can buy, I believe that their Franklin Covey is the pen type that I use. But you're going to need this very specific pen type before you start. Some people can use the Sharpie type, the Sharpie fine point permanent markers and stuff. But here's what you're going to do. You're actually going to take a disposable tube like so. You're going to take a razor blade and you're going to cut all the way to the tube, and the rubber grip will peel off. When you take the rubber grip off, you're going to wrap it around the pen. After you wrap it around the calligraphy pen, like as if it's a real tip on a tattoo machine, you're going to put a Gorilla Grip over the artificial tip here, the rubber tip on the calligraphy pen. After you have a grip set up that's near the same distance and near the same size of a tattoo machine tube, it's set up with a Gorilla Grip, you are going to insert the back end of your calligraphy pen, grip and all, into a tattoo machine with a live clip cord. What you will end up with is this. And you notice that I have the front of the calligraphy pen pointed this direction. But it has a Gorilla Grip and it is faced this way, and it is live and active with a clip cord on it. Now what am I going to do with this, you might ask? Well, I'm going to improve my line work in the best way possible that I can actually do, and the safest way possible. One of the best parts of this type of exercise is while you're practicing, or if you're teaching, an apprentice with this technique, you can actually help him by making him set up, break down, actually bagging all of his equipment, making sure he's not doing cross-contamination, and you can actually just hit a lot of birds with this one stone. Now what we're actually going to do is when we look down onto the client's skin, we have a very simple traditional style stencil. Now, it's laid on the exact same way you'd lay on any kind of stencil, period. But the difference is we're not going to be tattooing this. We're only going to be following the outline and making sure that we're following all the steps as an artist. And here's the benefits. After we're done with this whole outline and the entire thing is complete, we get to take a picture of it, a good picture of it, and then we get to look at it and see what we did wrong. If it was the fine spaces or if it was the long strokes, we can find out exactly what it is that we didn't do correctly or that we didn't do right. Now here is what you're going to be doing. Some of you guys can run it without anything. Some of you guys, you don't want to run it because you're not used to the vibration. Some of you guys do want to run it because you need the vibration, or you need to get used to it. But the best part of this is you will have to get used to the weight if you are actually working with this machine. You have to get used to the weight and the clip cord on the back end, especially if it's a heavy-duty clip cord like the following. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure as I go through I have all of my setup completely checked. Okay? You can't lubricate the skin while you do this. The skin needs to stay dry. But here's why I use a calligraphy pen. A calligraphy pen will only write or run on skin or any type of surface if it is perfectly at a 45-degree angle and is being run correctly. If not, if it's too high, it will not run. If it's too low, it will not run. That is what a calligraphy pen is designed for. So it will force you to maintain angle as you're working. Now you want to make sure you've got all your checklists through. You want to make sure you've got a good stretch. You want to make sure you're starting at the lowest point, and you want to make sure you're working in a comfortable direction, determining, depending on what your dominant hand is. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and get my stretch. I'm going to get it going, and as I'm running it, and that is how it's done, guys. So simple, so efficient, and safe. Most of all, it is safe. And it looks like I'm actually tattooing her here, but I'm really not. I am not tattooing the person here, the client. I get to maintain my angle. I get to maintain my stretch. And I get to see exactly how steady my hand is as I work all the way up and down the entire tattoo. And it's so easy, it's so effective, and it's so simple. And the one thing that it does is it preps you for being comfortable when you work on real skin. It makes you to the point where the noise, the machine, having it prepped and set, it won't bother you. You won't be uncomfortable. You'll be ready to work, ready to line, and your line work will be infinitely smoother. Just look great. You'll know that if you see imperfections in the stencil, that you don't have to be afraid to not follow the stencil, that you can fucking, basically just fucking go to your own beat and do your own thing, and it will turn out great in the end after you do this enough. Now, after you're done, here's the best part. You actually get to take a picture, wipe the whole thing off, take the same stencil, restick it, and you can do it as many times as you want without worrying. If you actually have other pencils, which you can't, or not pencils, but like the Prismacolor markers, what you can do is you can do the entire tattoo as if it's real, and then color it in the way you want to, and then it'll look like you actually have done your own tattoo and you're practicing. You're not playing pretend makeup artist, you're actually practicing for when you do real skin. And it really helps you get better. As you can see, I've got a damn steady hand when I'm moving, and the angle doesn't change. And it's because of doing this exercise right here. It's really helped me. It's been a big secret of mine for a long time, and my brother's as well. But I'm sharing it with you guys because the truth is, a lot of you guys, you really need help with your line work, and I see you guys struggling. And it really makes me, want to help you guys to the point where I see you guys, you just need a little bit of help, and you just need that nudge in the right direction. So I really hope this video helps you guys out. I hope you guys follow the instruction, and this video is a viable exercise for those of you who are learning to tattoo. This is Johnny Galt with Iron Lotus Tattoo in Boulder, Colorado. Thanks for watching, guys.